Actually, quite the opposite. We find that the brands that are doing well in this climate are those that have had more of an emphasis, in fact, on cultivating the less elastic, more resilient, higher spending customers. And this is perhaps where Gucci has been different from its peers in that it's over-indexed to an aspirational customer whose slowing down has disproportionately hurt it versus its other peers that are in the same league in the 10 billion euro and above bucket.
Can I ask you about the multiple changes that we've seen at Kering over the past few months? Of course, what's happening at Gucci today and the next few months will be crucial. But of course, there's been this management reshuffle, the acquisition of Creed, the 30% stake in Valentino, et cetera, et cetera. So can I have your views overall of what you see happening at Kering? Is it enough for them to change direction for the group and have a new rebound?
I think it certainly signals a very clear intent on the part of the company to future-proof itself. What we have seen post-pandemic in the industry is a real bifurcation, polarization in terms of the fortunes of the mega brands and those of the smaller ones. And it's clear that Kering's ambition is to position Gucci firmly in the mega brand league rather than in the tier 2 and tier 3 wider group of brands that are perhaps struggling to show the same growth rates that the larger brands have. So I think in that sense, clearly these steps that the company has made in terms of changing the management structure of Gucci, as well as being more aggressive on acquisitions, which I think the market had perhaps been waiting for them to be for quite a while now, are all steps in the right direction. But again, they're not necessarily overnight fixes. They will take time to work through. But clearly the intent to position the brand Gucci itself and the company as a firm established player in the top tier of luxury brands seems very clear on the part of the company.
A potential tie-up between Kering and Richemont has been rumored for a while now, and now that Global Capital, the activist investor, has jumped on the stage a few months ago, bringing back again this rumor on the table. What do you think of a potential tie-up? Is that something that you think could happen in the future?
I think Richemont management has been quite candid and clear about the fact that they're not for sale. I mean, that said, I do think that the Richemont company owns some very attractive brands that are of strategic appeal, not just to Kering, but to many other industry players. So it remains to see how that'll play out. But for the foreseeable future, I expect Richemont to remain an independent company.
Swetha, really good to listen to your conversation with Karen and Charlotte this morning. You are one of my go-tos on luxury as well. So I just kind of wanted a broader state of play, if I may, as well. Lots of tribulations about what's going on with the Chinese consumer and hence Chinese tourists. I've got to say, London is packed, mostly American tourists, I've got to say. But I mean, I just wonder, does it matter where the wealthier people are spending their money on luxury, or anyone spending their money on luxury? If they're not traveling, are they buying it domestically? Just give us an update.
Sure. So it does matter because prior to the pandemic, about 70% of Chinese consumers' spend on luxury goods was taking place outside of China. And a large part of that was due to the very attractive prices that you would find on luxury goods in Europe versus China, where the structure of import duties as well as VAT made prices on average 30 to 35% more expensive. Today, they're roughly about 40% more expensive than in Europe. So shopping while traveling, in addition to that feel-good factor that travel engenders, was obviously of significant financial appeal to Chinese consumers. So what we're seeing this year is to some extent what we'd always expected to, which is a deceleration in the rates of growth from the American consumer, who has been very strong post-pandemic. Spending by Americans on luxury goods is about 50% higher than it was in 2019. We had expected, and the market had expected, that to slow down, but to be offset by a pickup in Chinese tourism abroad. And I think the latter is where we've been disappointed, in that the pace of Chinese tourism abroad has been slower than expected, primarily because of flight capacity restrictions as well as visa issuance holdbacks as well. But those are temporary issues that we expect to work through the system. And I know the share prices have derated quite dramatically in the course of the last 3 to 4 weeks, really because there's a perception that we are at the end of the upgrade cycle, which has been very strong for luxury companies over the 12 to 18 months. But stepping back, this is an industry that has grown over the last 25 years by about 6% per annum CAGR in revenue terms. For the last 2 years, it was exceptional. It was about 20 to 25%. Seeing a normalization back to high single-digit growth rates is not necessarily the catastrophe that share prices appear to be implying today.
Hi, I'm Joanna Bersecci, and thank you for watching. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thank you for watching.